All right, what is going on, guys? A question I get asked a lot is about mobile putting. Can I do a video on mobile putting? So this is my video. I'm going to show you guys how to use Jcsneed and apply it to mobile. So a couple key things before we get into this. Now, if you watch the old Jcsneed, the number 4 was kind of prevalent. That was like our main number. So the speeds on mobile are basically half. So that 4 now becomes 8. Okay. The first thing we want to do is count how many seconds it takes for the dot speeds. And again, this is a little more difficult. You can go number by number or grid by grid and actually add them and divide them. But for me, I just kind of look at it and I get a generalistic average in my head of what they're moving. So I'm just going to go ahead and count them in my head here. I get about a 16-second average. Okay, so a 16-second average. And again, our magic number is 8. We're going to take 8 and then divide it by whatever number we come up with for our green speed. Obviously, in this case, it's going to be pretty easy math. It's 50%. Okay, so remember 50% is going to be a key. And then we need to know what we are going to hit this. So it's 10.1, and then we plus or minus that number depending on elevation. If it's uphill, we subtract, because think about an uphill putt's going to break less than a downhill. And if it were downhill, we would add. So in this case, we are going to subtract 3.9, gives us 6.2. We multiply that by the previous number we got, which was 16-second dots, or 50%. Now we get 3.1. There's an extra step here. This is all made for 13 green speeds. Okay, we are not on 13, we are on 12. So we have to devise this slightly. So remember 3.1. What we do is we take our green speed, which is 12, we divide it by 13. It would be about 0.92. 0.923. So if it were 9 green speeds, it would be 9 divided by 13. 13 is a constant number. The variable is the first number, which is going to be green speed up here. We got 0.92. As you can see, we had 0.31. So we take the, or 3.1. Take that times 0.923. And we get a clock telling us what to do. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try that again. 3.1 times 0.923. We get 2.86. That's our actual aiming number. Okay, 2.86. So I'll kind of cover aiming. And for those that haven't watched Jcsneed, this is going to be a very, very quick overview. If you haven't watched Jcsneed, it'll give you a better idea, but there is a tweak to it. So half a grid, and I know that because I am dragging the grid box right through the center of the cup. Always going to be half a grid, no matter what. So that is going to be equal to 10. A full grid, or to the edge of this line, always be 15. Now, from what I've found, it actually seems to be fairly linear, right? So every grid box would be 15. So 15, 2 grids would be 30, 3 grids would be 5, so on and so forth. Now, it's kind of interesting because this is 10, this is only 5. But it works fairly similar. So if I go 25% of a grid, that is going to be equal to 5. Okay? If we know that, and we know we need to aim 2.86, okay? I can do, I want to do 2.86 divided by 5. It's going to be about 57%, but that's actually going to be halved. It's basically going to end up being about 12%. I'm going right here. That would be 5. Now I need 57% of that number. So I'm just going here. That would be halfway. And I'm just kind of using my eyes here. And then 7%. It's going to be somewhere around right here. The tricky part on mobile versus PC is it's almost like the grids are always unlocked. Where on PC you can lock them. Much easier to mentally just visually pick your spot and move the aimer. Here, I like to keep my eye on where I'm aiming. So I'm looking at my aim point right now, and then I'm going to grab with my peripheral I'm going to grab the aim box and move it to that spot without taking my eye off where I want that aim to be. Okay, that gets tricky, but that's the best way I've found to do it. Now we need to know how hard to hit this putt. So I'm going to walk you through how I would gauge speed. All right, so I take 7.9. This is a constant number. It does not change. Divide that by our green speed. Would be a variable number. It's going to be, basically, I'm going to round up, play 0.66. I take 0.66 times number of feet, 10.1, and then I add elevation. If it were downhill, I would subtract. We're going to add the 3.9, and then you just add 2. So it's 12.5 is going to be about 21%, roughly 21% on a 60-foot scale. So if we've done our math right, which I think we have, this should go right in the hole. All right. I'm going to play this hole now, and we'll see if we can duplicate our efforts here on this one and see what we get. Let's see. I'm going to hit this. Let's see. Not very good at mobile aiming, by the way. Still working on that. Not letting me get to my 4-iron. There we go. That's good. We didn't really want a heartbeat there. Or would have been a tap-in. This is going to be kind of a tricky putt, I think. This will be a good one for us. I'm going to go through the same process again. This putt's not terrible. Again, I'm going to count the dot speed. I'm getting about roughly 13.5, 14 seconds. We'll probably just go 14. So we're going to start over. I'm going to walk through it a little quicker this time. 8 divided by 14 is going to be 0.57. Okay. I take my feet to the hole minus the uphill because it's going to break less. Multiply that times the factor, which was 0.57. Then we have our green speed. Going to be 0.923. Our raw number is 5.83. 6 number on this is going to be edge of the box. We want to be just inside that. Should be right there. Again, in order to find out how hard we need to hit this putt, I'm going to move it right back just so I get exact numbers here. So 13.1 times 0.66. Plus our elevation, plus 2, ends up being almost the exact same number, ironically. That does not make sense. Let's do that again, because I think I might have messed something. 0.66, no, I did that right. Times 13.1, plus our elevation, plus 2. No, we're good. Okay. And again, we're going to hit this 21%. I'm going to hit it again, this time hopefully with a ding. Alright, so we already got all the variables, we don't have to worry about that. Just inside. Boom, 21%. Hit the ding, come on. Nope. What we're going to do? We're going to use putt preview. Oh, we won't have to worry about hitting the ding. Preview, uh-oh, screwed up here. We need 12.5 divided by 15, so we gotta go 83%. Can't switch scales, unfortunately. There you go. We could actually hit a ding on mobile. We see the putt drops almost dead center. Not too bad there. But it is a little sensitive still to miss dings. If you're gonna miss ding, my advice is don't miss ding with the break. So obviously with the putt breaking right to left here, if we miss ding early, you can see how much it's going to affect the putt. See, the putt doesn't drop. Whereas if we misting a little late, which I will do for you here, I'm guessing the putt's still dry. We misting maybe a hair late. Oh, we actually dinged it. Whoops. That shows you the difference between a make and a miss. So yeah, that is how you do Jcsneed on mobile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have questions, comment below. I don't know if I should have said that, but yeah, you got to work at it a little bit. You know, I gave you guys the seconds I got just so you can kind of learn how to get your timing down. It's a very timing based counting, so something you have to work on. It takes a little bit of practice, but that will improve your mobile putting.